Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for joining us. 407,330 voters in Montgomery County cast their ballots either during early voting or on election day. That was a participation rate of 66% of the registered voters in the county. And they approved questions A and B. Both pertain to county-related issues. Question A was approved by a landslide. It allows the county to amend its charter to allow government more flexibility to recruit and select qualified individuals with severe physical and mental disabilities for county jobs. Question B was also approved by voters. It modifies the scope of collective bargaining with the police union to permit the exercise of certain management rights by the chief of police. Council members are immersed in a proposal that provides a new vision for the town of Burtonsville. Planners have submitted a proposal for the town that envisions a mix of uses in the town center and encourages connectivity. Susan Kennedy has more. Susan?
Lorna, the council has just begun to take a look at the plan, which is aimed at revitalizing the town's village center. The plan will focus on commercial properties along routes 198 and 29 and the Burtonsville Crossing Shopping Center. That corridor is characterized by highways and disjointed strip malls, and when the plan is implemented, officials say Burtonsville will be a complete community.
What this master plan is going to do is to help to revitalize the business sector of that neighborhood, and so we think it's going to pass fairly quickly and easily through the council. So we're doing all that we can. We know people are very concerned about the fact that when the Giant closed down and moved across the street, what we have is a very, very empty strip mall over there. But I think that the community is really going to like the plan that we've developed on their behalf. So I think Burtonsville is on its way back.
The plan recommends a variety of uses for the 191-acre planning area, including creating a main street, public spaces, improving connectivity, and mixed-use residential. Over the next several weeks, the council will examine the proposal, but currently the focus is on the fiscal impact and transportation elements of the plan.
I think whenever you want to recreate like a downtown area, a new community feel around an area, you create walkability, you create transit hubs so that people don't have to drive everywhere. So, you know, this is a big issue in Burtonsville because it's pretty much a driving kind of community. But in order to really revitalize those businesses, we need to create sidewalks, we need to create walking paths and bicycle paths and more ride-on bus access. So we're working on all those things.
In Burtonsville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
In other news, members of the Council's Transportation and Environment Committee requested an update on the progress of transportation projects serving the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda. As Council President Roger Berliner tells us, at the county and state level, progress has been made.
We are making progress. Our state and our federal partners are working hard with our county, and we are mitigating the impacts of this incredible facility on our traffic situation. And so we're working very closely with our state and federal partners. Our federal partners really came through with a big slug of cash to help us do some transit improvements that are going to be very important in the long term. And we're working on intersections, and we're working with our neighborhoods. Some of our neighborhoods have expressed concerns with respect to some pieces of it, and we're still working with our state highway to make sure that our community's concerns are realized.
Snow season is almost here and the county is ready. During the annual Snow Summit, transportation employees and contractors outlined storm readiness already in progress. Preparations actually start taking place as soon as the previous season ends. According to officials, the planning, staffing, and coordination of equipment and materials is all in place and ready to go. If a severe winter storm hits us, the salt is already stocked, and the 220 plow routes are technologically updated for faster, more efficient cleanup.
I hope that we do not have the winter that we had, the Storm Garden a couple of years ago, but it'll probably be much worse than we had last year. But I'm confident that we're ready. We have the resources, we have the technology, we have the commitment, but most importantly, we have the people who are prepared to go out and do the job that we need.
The county might be ready for snow cleanup, but some residents might not be ready to front the cold weather. That's why the county's Department of Recreation is collecting coats for the homeless. The coat drive is organized by Interfaith Works, and the goal is to collect more than 500 gently used women's and men's winter coats of all sizes. If you have a gently used warm coat that you're willing to donate, it can be dropped off at any of these sites or by calling 240-498-7727. Montgomery County and the city of Gaithersburg are hosting the Homeless Resource Day on November 15th, starting at 9 a.m. at the Activity Center at Boyer Park in Gaithersburg. County residents experiencing homelessness are invited to participate, as the event will offer a wide range of resources in one location for homeless residents. More than 30 organizations will be on site to provide information and resources for individuals and families, such as free medical screening, legal services, financial counseling, employment services, tax assistance, and substance abuse and mental health. When we come back, hundreds attend a vigil for a young pedestrian fatality in Germantown. And it is that time of the year, time to check your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors.
I'm Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer. Coming up next, we'll tell you how the city just recently hosted its second Rockville Summit, when County Report this week continues.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Among Rockville's greatest assets are its location in relation to the nation's capital, employment options, sense of community, and even its ethnic food options, according to the community members who attended the Rockville Summit 2012. Our Bridget Breuer was there. Bridget?
That's right. More than 100 people attended the Rockville Summit, and they all had one thing in common. They all care about Rockville's future.
The Rockville Summit 2012 continued the conversation about Rockville's core issues, bringing together community stakeholders and elected officials to plan for the future of the city of Rockville. Keynote speaker, the Urban Land Institute's Edward T. McMahon, gave his thoughts on what makes a successful community.
A lot of times people misunderstand this, but you've already touched on what this process is really all about. First and foremost, it's about your children. It's about your grandchildren. It's about the future. And it's about planning for the future. It's also about something you've talked a lot about this morning. It's about balance. It's about harmony. It's about the relationship between conservation and economic development.
The program also included a presentation from the 6 citizen working groups, who gave their recommendations for the city's future, focusing on city services and budgeting, education and school capacity, housing, job growth, preserving Rockville's character, and transportation and traffic. Members of the mayor and council attended the summit and spoke with us after the event.
So many concerned, interested, marvelous citizens in this city that want to participate. You know, Rockville's always been on the cutting edge of everything, and today we had that reinforced. The speaker, Mr. Ed McMahon, was absolutely on target for me. I found myself identifying endlessly with his remarks. Nicely done. Let's hope that we can do what he suggested, and that is to understand our strengths and build on our assets.
This summit is a coming together of all the sectors that are important, all the stakeholders. In Rockville, we had over 85 Rockville citizens who took place in the 6 different summit groups. Today was quite an amazing experience. Each group did a presentation brief, and then there was a speaker, Ed McMahon from the Urban Land Institute. Unbelievable how much his words resonated with what we are trying to do in Rockville in terms of planning for the future and bringing everyone together to figure out where do we want to go and how are we going to do it.
This is Rockville at its best. You know, this is Rockville citizens participating and getting together and working very hard to show the community and the elected leadership where we want to go. Since I've lived in Rockville, one of the things I've heard about is the effects of the Imagine Rockville process that we had in the 90s. And I think this will have the same kind of impact over the next 5, 10, 15 years. It's an opportunity for the people of Rockville to kind of get together and really study the issues for a long period of time and then say, here's where we want to go.
The next steps for the summit, the citizen working groups will present their reports formally to the mayor and council on November 19th. Keep it on Rockville 11 for more updates on the Rockville Summit and go online to rockvillemd.gov/summit to learn more.
And now we get our police update from Officer Janelle Smith, who's going to talk about a recent rape that took place at the Capitol Crescent Trail. Officer?
That's right, Lorna. Detectives from our Major Crimes Division are investigating a sexual assault on a jogger that occurred on the Capitol Crescent Trail in October. On October 21st at approximately 7:15 p.m., 2nd District officers responded to the trail for a report of a jogger who'd been attacked. The 21-year-old female victim had been jogging on the trail when she was hit from behind by an unknown suspect. She lost consciousness and later gained consciousness in the woods off the roadway. She was able to get back to the roadway and summon assistance. During the course of the investigation, detectives have composed a composite of the suspect. They believe that the suspect was a white male, approximately 6 feet tall, with a thin build, a pale complexion, and short brown hair. They are releasing this composite sketch of the suspect to the public in hopes that someone may recognize this suspect. Also, from witness accounts, police believe that a white male riding a bicycle may have been in the area during this attack. Detectives are also releasing a sketch of the bicycle, hoping that someone may recognize the bicycle or the person that was riding that bicycle, and that they may also contact police. If anyone has information about this suspect or the bicycle, detectives are asking that you contact the Montgomery County Police Major Crimes Division or Crime Solvers of Montgomery County.
And what would that number be, officer?
The major crimes number is 240-773-5070.
Thank you very much for that update. This week, Executive Leggett, along with Councilmember Craig Rice, attended a vigil for Christina Morris Ward, a 15-year-old pedestrian who was struck as she walked to school. She was tragically killed on Halloween on her way to Seneca Valley High School in Germantown. Hundreds of students and members of the community also participated in the vigil.
If we are to appreciate and understand this tragedy, if we are to move on from this, it is more than simply a vigil where we come before you and to say how sorry we are. But if we are to appreciate and understand this life, it is to make certain that we never have to come together this way again. That we are celebrated in the future in joy and appreciation of life. That we are celebrated because we are in fact saved.
Now here's Tom Pogue from the county's Department of Transportation with an update. Tom?
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. The county began a Rewarding Excellence program to motivate employees to develop cost-saving proposals in the workplace. The Scrap Metal Optimization Team recently received recognition after its money-saving idea had saved $160,000 in the first full year of operation. Their initiative separates scrap metal from aluminum in MCDOT's sign shop and sells the valuable aluminum to a salvage company. The first year's savings were shared between the 36 members of the implementation team and the county on a 50-50 basis. County Executive Leggett personally congratulated team members and handed each of them a check for $229. An article about gain sharing in the August edition of Governing Magazine stated that many governments eliminate such programs in tight times when they need them the most. Instead, Montgomery County has made every effort to support the Rewarding Excellence program by collaborating with the employees' union and partnering with employees to identify ways to become more efficient. For more information, visit the county's website at montgomerycountymd.gov. We're working to keep you moving.
We changed time from daylight savings a few days ago, but if you have not done so, the county's Fire and Rescue Department would like to remind you to check the batteries on your smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors to ensure that they are working well. Home fires injure and kill thousands every year. Smoke alarms that are properly installed and maintained play a vital role in reducing fire death and injuries.
We always want to, all the residents always want to make sure they check their batteries, make sure the smoke detector obviously is working on a monthly basis, but also if it's older than 10 years old, the smoke alarm, make sure it's replaced. Local hardware stores carry them. However, if county residents aren't able to get to the hardware store or need some help, contact the fire department. We'll come out. As already been mentioned, 311 is just a small contact away. They'll get in touch with us. We'll come out and help the installation, the check of it, even put a battery in if that's all that's needed.
A working smoke alarm dramatically increases the chances for survival, so make sure to check on those batteries today. When we come back, an ambassador visits Montgomery College. We'll tell you from which country. And there are new inductees in the Human Rights Hall of Fame. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. The partnership between Montgomery College and India started in 2011 with exchanges between faculty, staff, and students from the U.S. and India. The relationship between India and the college aggressively supports vocational education. And recently, the ambassador of India was invited to be a speaker at MC's Fall Lecture Series. Danielle Steksky has the story.
Ambassador Rao has been the ambassador of India to the United States for over a year. In a diplomatic career spanning over 3 decades, she has served in various world capitals, including Washington, Beijing, and Moscow. She has extensive experience in India-China relations and became India's first woman ambassador to China from 2006 to 2009. She has seen up close and personally how the world and her country deals with important global relationships.
I was enormously privileged to witness the change, the evolution, the transformation of global affairs in the last 4 decades, and indeed the transformation of India itself, a growing, developing country, a strong democracy.
In her lecture, Ambassador Rao talked about the U.S.-India relations, a partnership that has developed in many areas such as education, science, and defense. She clearly points out how important this strong and valuable partnership is to trade relations, among other areas.
The total bilateral trade between India and the United States amounted to $100 billion as of last year, and this year it is slated to grow further.
The invitation of the Indian ambassador to be one of the speakers at the Fall Series also reflects the close ongoing partnership between India and the U.S.
I selected her because of Montgomery College's connection with India. We have the India Initiative, which is part of Montgomery College, and we have faculty and staff and students who have traveled to India and have learned a great deal about India. And we also have Indian faculty and staff and students coming to the United States.
Montgomery College, as you know, is one of the leading community colleges in the nation. And India has recognized that. And India, as you see, has a serious need of an affordable and accessible educational model.
And this very special Montgomery College event seemed to resonate loudly with its diverse audience.
Because the students who go over here, they are the leaders tomorrow. So connecting the people of one country and to the other country and building that network at this time is a very key.
For County Report this week, in Germantown, I'm Danielle Steksky.
The Human Rights Hall of Fame welcomed 8 new inductees at a recent ceremony in Germantown. My MC Media's Sonia Burke reports.
I'm at the Black Rock Center for the Arts, where 8 Montgomery County residents were honored for their lifelong work when it comes to advancing human rights.
The Human Rights Hall of Fame honors distinguished residents of Montgomery County who have advanced the cause of justice and inclusion and equality over many years.
The 2012 inductees include the county's police chief, a well-known broadcast journalist, and a former school board member who continues to be a champion for education for all children.
I've followed this program since its inception, and so many remarkable people have gone through, and I'm really very proud to be among that company, and especially the people today.
Other inductees honored for their vision and leadership include Delegate Susan Lee, Dr. Bernice Sandler, Dr. Charlotte Cofield, Ann Chapman, and Karen Brito.
I started, I think, volunteering when I was 6 years old, and I have not stopped since.
The event's theme, Advancing Civil and Human Rights, Continuing the Journey, indicates there's still more work to do.
Got to fight for what's right. You've got to fight for the folks that can't fight for themselves. And so I think that that has to be at the forefront of young folks when they're growing up. They have to understand that there are people who struggle and they need other people to help them through those struggles. And so if we can do that and help one another, struggle for each other, it's going to be a better world.
You have to be an agent for positive change. You have to use your resources, your talents, and your work and know-how to be able to help change the world.
The Hall of Fame event began in 2001 and is held every other year. More than 70 people have been inducted over the years.
These people have made major contributions to Montgomery County. They are truly trailblazers.
For County Report This Week in Germantown, I'm Sonia Burke reporting.
Superintendent Joshua Starr and his leadership team hit the high school hallways to gain a better understanding of what students in MCPS high schools are experiencing every day. It was enlightening in many different ways. MCPS TV has the story.
So we're going to enter knowledge now.
Theory of knowledge.
Superintendent of Schools Joshua Starr has asked executive staff to spend a day shadowing an MCPS high school student. The goal, to gain a greater understanding of what students in MCPS high schools are experiencing every day in our classrooms.
You know, it's just important that we're connected to kids and connected to schools and see what's actually going on every day. And I'm hoping that we, by doing this, get a little bit of that perspective and can use that in our decision making when we're thinking about what we should be doing for kids to try to remember what it's like. And even if it's only a day, it's still a valuable experience.
Hi, Donna Hollingshead.
These central office administrators arrived at school for the first bell and went to each class with the student they were shadowing, participating in assignments and activities. So after spending the day in school, what did they learn?
The intensity, the level of the work that high school students have to do today, and it really brought the word rigor home to me every class that I was in.
Physics, IB history, then I have theory of knowledge.
One message students shared is that they are very busy, and they took this opportunity to talk about a wide range of subjects.
Including college, my classes, the IB program, the extended essay, the internal assessments that we have going on this time of year, and also, just fun stuff like baseball, sports. I know she's a fan of the Steelers now.
I think one thing that really surprised me is how sometimes the only movement kids really get in some time in their day is when the bell rings and they're out, and that they do spend a lot of seat time.
There was even an opportunity to learn new words, the modern day lingo of today's youth.
I didn't know that lamp meant chill. That was a new one for me.
It seems that all would agree that this was a very fun and lamp experience for students and adults.
An in-depth discussion of the shadowing experience will be available this week on the MCPS Super TV program. Click on the Superintendent's tab at montgomeryschoolsmd.org. Council members continue their work on making the Silver Spring Civic building more accessible for those who want to use it. Currently, there are many groups that are unable to rent the facility because the fees prevent them from doing so. A $200,000 appropriation was awarded to assist those groups interested in using the facility. And as Council Member Valerie Irvin tells us, details for an approval process for those groups is underway.
So this $200,000 is going to be used to draw down the expenses of community organizations using and getting access to that building. So we're in the middle of the conversation about how it's going to be done. It's in a pilot. So it's a pilot project right now, and so we hope that it works well because we'd like to be able to allocate a little bit more money to it. It's a very, very busy place, and we want to make it easier for people. You know, in the new library that's going to be built downtown Silver Spring, we had a whole floor designed for meeting rooms, and that floor is no longer in the plan. So because of that, we knew that we had to step up to the plate and do all that we could to provide access to that space.
When we come back, get ready for the county's Thanksgiving parade. And you'll get to meet an adorable pet that needs adoption. We'll be right back.
Montgomery College and 3 other two-year schools will partner with the University of Maryland, Baltimore County to build a model to ensure that more transfer students earn degrees in science, technology, engineering, and math fields. The program is funded by a grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The MC men's soccer team is on a roll. They just won the NJCAA Region 20 Championship and for the first time in school history also nabbed the Maryland JUCO crown. They now move on to compete for the national championship in upstate New York. Budding baseball stars ages 5 to 18 can learn from the best at instructional clinics held by the MC Championship baseball team in January and February. Sign up today and learn the fundamentals of the game from Raptors players and coaches. For more information about the endless possibilities at your community college, visit our website.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thanksgiving is around the corner, and so is the official annual parade that is held in downtown Silver Spring to kick off the holiday season. More than 120 units will participate in the Thanksgiving parade on Saturday, November 17th, starting at 10 in the morning from Ellsworth Drive and Fenton Street. This year's parade begins with pilgrims, turkeys, and Thanksgiving floats, and ends with elves, reindeer, and Santa. There will be several marching bands, including the Washington Redskins Marching Band. And now, in our Pet of the Week segment, we go to Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society.
This is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and we have something a little different for you this week. As you can see, I'm here with a bunch of parakeets. Sometimes we have some odd things happen at the shelter, and this week we had someone bring in 17 parakeets. That's a lot of parakeets, and I'm here with about 6 or 7 of them. We have green, blue, yellow, really cute little guys, and they're very, very easy to take care of. You just need a cage about the size of this one. They need clean water all the time. They need their regular food. They eat things like grapes and bananas. They like little pellets that you can buy at the pet store. And of course, they eat bird seeds. So they're easy to take care of. You just have to clean the cage out once or twice a week and definitely keep that water clean and plentiful. But they're lots of fun. And although they're not doing it right now, they make the cutest little parakeet noises. They don't really sing, but they make chirping little noises and little tiny screeches. I don't know if a screech is the right word, but they're really cute little parakeet noises, so they are fun. So come on down to the shelter and visit all these parakeets, because you know you want to take 1 or 2 or even 3 home with you. They're a lot of fun. They're great pets for anybody at any age. So give us a call at 240-773-5967 or visit us on the web at mchumane.org. And remember, when we're looking for a dog or cat, come to the shelter. But if you're looking for another animal too, like parakeets or even the bigger birds, we have parrots and medium-sized birds, macaws, give us a call first. Don't contact the breeders. Come to the shelter because we can help you. We take in anywhere between 5 and 25 new animals a day. So if we don't have what you're looking for this weekend, there's a very good chance we'll have what you're looking for next weekend. So be patient and always come to think adopt first before you go shopping.
And with that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.